welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm back with another episode. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. Been trying to up my days at the gym. Get swole for Christmas. I probably shouldn't get swole because I'm going to overeat at Christmas. It's just what happens. Just what happens. And funny enough, we're going to be talking about Christmas in this episode. But first of all, I want to talk about the podcast. I'll try and be semi-serious for this because, I'm not the most serious person in the world, but me and Jordan and Dan have had a conversation about the podcast going forward, and we've kind of come to the decision to end the podcast at 200 episodes. I know some people will be disappointed, but it's becoming really difficult to try and do the episodes, one, with them, and two, even just by myself, which I don't mind doing. It's not like I dislike doing the podcast. It's that it's really, really hard time-wise, considering that I no longer have Thursdays off. I now work on Thursdays and have done for best part of a month now. So it's really time-intensive, and I don't wanna keep doing the podcast just by myself, and I'm not, casting blame or anything like that. We're all busy. Jordan works full time. I am working full time. It's really difficult to try and find time off. We also do another podcast, me and Jordan, the Drip podcast. So that's another time-consuming effort. I edit that podcast, which is another time constraint. So yeah, we've just come to the decision, just because we can't all be free at the same time a lot, it seems, anymore. Just to end it at 200, we'll do a live podcast, most likely, for the 200th episode, so you guys can join us live and reminisce about what episodes you liked, what sort of, things stick in your mind. We've all got our favourite moments. But yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that the 200th episode will be the last episode of the APMA podcast. Look, if one day we all decide that we want to go and do it again, I'll be there. I'm happy to do it. I love doing the podcast. But unfortunately, adulting does get in the way. So, I don't know if it will definitely be next week, because, again, trying to organise it so me, Jordan, and Dan can be on the episode, because I would love it. It just feels right for there to be the last episode that Dan, Jordan, and myself do it. So, it's a lot of time constraint to try and work around the podcast. And I thought, instead of me just doing a podcast by myself indefinitely, and I know I have done a lot of episodes by myself, but I wanted it to still be the three of us, at least for the last episode. So yeah, episode 200, it'll be a fun, just reminiscing time, a nice goodbye for us all. And it's not like you won't see us anymore if you subscribe to the Drip channel and the Drip podcast. Sorry, it's on his channel. It's on Duty Rhino, isn't it? So if you subscribe to Duty Rhino, the Drip podcast is where you'll see me, if you still want to see me. And Jordan also does all the content there around the paranormal, true crime sort of stuff. Obviously, I go to the investigations, so you will see a lot of me still. It's not like I'm going into hiding. It's just that trying to, do 2 podcasts a week around an ever smaller bit of time that seems to be squeezed. Like I said, I'm working on the Thursdays now, and I'm trying to up the amount of days I go to the gym per week, going from 3 to 4. It's difficult. So unfortunately, I just said to the lads, look, do you see this as something that we'd be able to commit to each week? Do we think we've had enough time? And it turned out we didn't. So we all agreed that 200 episodes would be a great number to end on. And if you'd asked me when we first started the podcast that it would last for 200 episodes, because nothing is permanent. Like, there are so many things that you'll see in media that you think, fuck, this is going to last forever. And it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm very proud of the podcast that we've produced from episode 1 onwards. We've been through many changes, many things, setbacks, changes of studio, turmoil in terms of, the studio then not being there anymore, and then we happen to be basically forced into a decision of, should we do it from home? Should we do like Zoom podcasts? That sort of thing. So, yeah, I feel like we've gone with the flow pretty well. And as for myself, I think I'm proud of the episodes that I've done by myself, largely. There are a few in there that I'll probably look at and go, yeah, I could have done that better. I could have. I also am very, very appreciative of the members of the channel. Some of them have been a member for over 2 years. Some of them even approaching probably 3 years now. So, yeah, big shout out to them. I will, on the final episode, definitely be reading out all their names just to show them the appreciation that they deserve. And don't forget, I've also done, to this point, 54 episodes of the VIP podcast. So all of those have been, I think all of them have been by myself. The 54 episodes of the VIP podcast, which is what you get when you become a member. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing those. There is a slightly different, I pick normally just like a news story and stick with it for, 30 to 40 minutes. Some of them go up to an hour. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I'm proud of what we've done. I know I've taken up a lot of time talking about us ending the podcast at 200th episode, but I feel like it's a nice ending. There's no animosity or anything. It's just purely, we can't all be together, even on Zoom at the same time. It's not even Zoom, it's fucking StreamYard, whatever this is called. But the idea is the same. We're struggling for time with all the different projects that we've all got going on our own lives, So it'll be a nice way to end, I think. And I'd love you to be there live when we do it. I haven't got a date nailed down. I'd have to speak to the lads and make sure we are definitely free on that day. So yeah, please join us. We'll probably do like some sort of question and answer Q&A sort of section of the podcast. Be nice to hear what your guys' favourite moments from all the 200 episodes we would have done to that point. So yeah, thank you for supporting us, and on with the episode. Today we'll be talking about Christmas, and in more detail about Christmas presents, because when I remember going back, back in the day as a kid, I sort of remember Christmas presents. Really, the only memory I have of like choosing Christmas presents is from an Argos catalogue. Argos catalogues were like the absolute bollocks back in the day. Like, you would get the catalogue in like October, November time, and you'd be flicking through the pages and pages of just absolute toys amalgamation. That's probably the shittest thing I've ever said. That's, what I mean. That's why the podcast is ending, because I'm shit. I'm joking. Look, I'm all right. Shut the fuck up, right? What I'm talking about is Argos catalogues had so many toys in them. So many. And I remember as a kid, you'd be waiting for the day that Argos catalogue lands in your house, because your mum's gone out or your dad gone out and got the Argos catalogue, slammed it down because it weighed probably a good 3 or 4 kilograms. Fucking hell, I can't even speak. Kilograms of pure just anticipation. just pure unlocked joy at the thought that you could get some of the stuff in there. Obviously now, I don't even know if they do. I would assume they probably do, but there's probably like a scaled down version. But if you're like a generation in front, or a generation, how do I say this? If you're the next generation down from us, from me as a millennial, Gen Zers, all right, you probably don't remember what the Argos catalogue's like, or you might have just caught the tail end, because the Argos catalogue was fucking thick with a double C. I'm talking like, probably like that thick. I'm not even joking. For the audio listeners, that's probably a good like 5-inch. Do you know what I mean? A 5-inch, absolute rock hard, chunky boy. And that was what you had to look through at Christmas to find your perfect present. I don't think people or kids nowadays have that experience. It's all obviously touchscreen. I sound like a boomer. I do. Everyone's on their fucking phones, on their iPads, on their fucking tablets, whatever you want to call it. I know I sound like a boomer, but I'm actually a millennial, all right? So just have a go at me for stuff that millennials do. But yeah, the Amazon catalogue was the one. It was the one. Is when you knew that Christmas was coming. That, and then hearing and seeing the Coca-Cola adverts, which, again, is nostalgic as fuck. But I'm trying to think the last time I actually remember looking at an Argos catalogue. I used to go through and I'd used to circle the toys that I was interested in. And obviously back in the day, you tried to keep the illusion, well, my parents did, or at least my mum did, tried to keep the illusion that Santa was real. And he did need me to behave to a certain level to actually get any presents at all. I've been threatened with the old coal and the orange shit at Christmas. If there are any, children watching, A, you shouldn't be. Pass the phone or tablet back to your parent, please. But 2, don't believe them. I'm not saying Santa doesn't exist. I'm just saying that you won't get coal and you won't get oranges for Christmas. If you misbehave, you'll probably just get nothing. That's the cheaper option. And if there are any, parents out there looking to discipline their child, obviously I'm going to be the one to give you the advice, being the childless man that I am. What you want to do, right, is get them a present that they don't want. And if you can get them a present that you kind of are interested in, then it's a win, because then the present's for you. You've just basically made your kid miserable at Christmas for a present for you. And it almost feels like this is a bit of girl math right here. Almost feels like you haven't lost money because you never actually spent money on them in the first place. I'd make a shit dad. That's all. Do you know what I mean? I would make a shit dad. It's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying that make your child unhappy at Christmas. No, I used to go through the Argos catalogue and circle the toys that I was interested in. I'd have to behave, and then I'd have to write out a list of things that I'd want to Santa. And then, if I was good enough, there's a good chance I'd get some things on the list. Obviously, sometimes I got a bit ballsy. I noticed a pattern was occurring here. And I started to ask for really expensive stuff. I didn't ask for it because of expensive. Fuck, I'm not that fucking much of an arsehole when I was a kid. It just happened to be all the toys that I wanted for a few years were quite expensive. And up until that point, they weren't as bad. Like, I'd be interested in, like, Bob the Builder and shit. And, I don't know, fucking Spider-Man. All the usual shit. And then it would be like, oh, well, he's taken an interest in stuff like gaming now. That stuff's more expensive. So I was like asking for PSPs, fucking PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. You know, I was getting a bit carried away. And I started to notice that, you know, perhaps I was only getting like 2 or 3 of the items on the list. I sound like such a fucking absolute twat saying this, like a spoiled silver spoon in the mouth twat. I honestly wasn't, and the only way I can say this with any conviction is that my mum worked at Lidl. For a period of time, I remember my mum working at Lidl. So, you know, those Christmases were probably the ones where I was like, hang on a minute, I'm starting to not believe in Santa all of a sudden. I'm getting fucking 6 and 7 on my list instead of 2 and 3. Huh? What's this about? I've been good. I've not done anything wrong. Why am I getting screwed here? Why has Santa now dropped me to my 6th and 7th choice on my list? This is not on. I need to make a complaint. This is disgusting. But anyway, I noticed that, you know, the quantity started to decrease of the presents, which, you know, in reflection, I get it. I start asking for PSPs and shit, PlayStation 2, Xbox, all that sort of shit, right? I understand they're more expensive than like a fucking Action Man or Bob the Builder set, you know what I mean? So I understand that. But at the time, in my mind, I was like, I'm unloved. This is why I am unloved, because I'm either asking for too much or Santa just hates me. So that's why my relationship with Santa degraded to a point, and that's how I become a non-believer. Now, obviously, I know the reality is that things are quite expensive. And if I had a child and they wrote me a list of 10 things they wanted, or circle 10 things in a fucking Argos catalogue, they'd be getting about none of them. Because I'd be like, which one's best for me? No, I'm joking. I would get them a present. Depends what age as well. If you're getting your kid of under a year old multiple presents at Christmas, they won't remember it. I don't remember it. The first present that I ever remember getting really is a workbench thing. You got fake hammers and fucking a drill, nails, all this sort of shit. They're just made out of plastic. I remember that. Probably because I've seen it on film. But if it hadn't been filmed, I probably wouldn't have remembered it. But I do remember the Christmas I got the Xbox, the original one. I do remember the Christmas I got the Xbox 360 because I was a sneaky little bastard. Would have been probably 2007, maybe 2006. I can't remember when the Xbox 360 came out, but it would have been around then. And I remember searching because I was like, please let it be the Xbox 360. That's the main thing I've asked for this year. Let it be. So I was searching through boxes and stuff. I was going through cupboards trying to find it because my mum would hide up the presents. And I was searching for fucking half an hour. Couldn't find it. And I'd open up fucking things that were nothing to do with me and trying to put them back is exactly pinpoint how they were left. And it finally came to the last sort of closet or wardrobe that I looked in, and there it was. I could see the letters Xbox, or the word Xbox, fuck's sake. And I was like, oh my God, it's there. And I remember it to this day clear as anything. I pulled that box from that wardrobe and it said Xbox 360 on it, and I was like, oh, fucking yes! Get in! This Christmas is gonna fucking kick the living shit out of last Christmas, because every Christmas had to be better. And then I saw there was a Gears of War game with it. Oh, yes! Oh, dear. That made my Christmas. I can't even remember what else I got. Anything else did not fucking matter, right? I probably ruined a couple of presents to other people from the absolute sheer ravenous anticipation I had. Like going through shit, fucking chucking over boxes that had valuables in it. Fuck off. Where's my Xbox 360? And there it was. Shiny box, caught the light from the ceiling, shimmered off into my eye, sparkled. And there it was. That Xbox 360 with a copy of Gears of War. Oh, how old would I have been? Because the Gears of War is quite a heavy game. In terms of violence, it's quite a heavy game. I mean, by that point, I'd already played GTA San Andreas, and I was well versed in the kind of hooker, like doom loop of retaining money. If you're not familiar with how it works, in GTA, I think I don't know if you could. You must have been able to do this on Vice City, but I'm pretty sure the first time I actually did it was in San Andreas. You could drive up to the woman of the night in the game, right? They'd get in. Suspension in the car would do a little wobble. There'd be a few noises that happen to insinuate there is something going on. And then you'd see some money come out of your account. At the top of the screen, you'd see your money go down. And I'd be like, time for a refund, bitch. Obviously, the refunds weren't given willingly. Usually that ended up in a baseball bat, a Tech 9, or if I was feeling extreme, an RPG. And they'd just get absolutely pulverised. The brilliant thing was the money would just be on the floor, spinning around, almost inviting you to take it. I will, thank you very much. So that I was very well versed in that. But I'm trying to figure out, let's just say it was 2006, right? I was born in 94, so I would have been 12. 12! Say one about parenting. I'm not going to mention any judgment here, but at the age of 12, should I have been playing GTA San Andreas? Which I know I would have probably, when that came out, was 2004, so I probably would have been 10. I'm not making my mum look good here, but then there's like fucking 6-year-olds on Call of Duty now, so yeah, everyone's a bad parent. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, what a fucking Christmas that was. I don't remember what happened with the family at all. Not a fucking Scooby. But I remember the Xbox 360. Oh. When I booted it up, I was in dreamland. Because I was just like, get me on that game. I'm fucking shooting shit. I'm chainsawing fucking locusts. I'm having the time of my life. But I thought what would be interesting is to see what sort of the top toys are for this Christmas. Because I want to see if they're any different. I've seen a few on the list, and they've been a bit underwhelming. So I'll go through the rest. I've got it on the screen here. Look at this. John Lewis top toys for Christmas 2024. I didn't realise it was a list from John Lewis. I just assumed it was for Argos. I don't know why. But John Lewis, they're not as... back in the day, John Lewis was like the Waitrose of department stores. Like very, very well to do. John Lewis is kind of... It's just there now. A lot of people will say it's kind of lost its premium factor. But we'll go on and see what the most popular toys are. So apparently this Hexbug wall crawler gecko remote-controlled gecko is one of the top toys at John Lewis for 2024. This controller, I want to try and zoom in and see if there's anything I can actually make out. So it looks like there's an up and down button and a left and right, and then there's two buttons, smaller buttons on there. I don't know what they're for. But yeah, a wall climbing gecko. So I'm guessing it sticks to the wall and you can make it climb the wall. I mean, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say, if it was my main present, and I'm going to sound spoiled, if it was my main present as a kid, I'd be fucked off. But now, I'd be like, that's pretty cool. Because I'm at the point of my life where if it's something completely out of my reach financially, I just don't get it. I forget about it. But if it's something slightly, just out of reach, I'll try and work to get it. And if it's something that I can get, I'll get it. But this is a sort of gift that it's either going to be broken in the first 10 minutes. My cousins, God love them, right? My cousins were fucking awful for this, right? They'd break shit so quick. So quick. Like, they'd get toys and they would break them within hours of opening them on Christmas Day. And I'd be like sat there going, you ain't touching my shit. Oh, what'd you get for Christmas? An Xbox 360, but you ain't going on it. Alright? You ain't touching it. But yeah, they would break shit very easily. But this is exactly the sort of thing that I imagine, like, back in the day, they would have got, like, a remote control thing, and it would have been smashed to pieces within, I would say, even half an hour. It doesn't look the most sturdier thing in the world. But anyway, that is one of the more popular items, apparently. Play-Doh. Play-Doh's still going. What the fuck? Play-Doh, timeless. So you got a Play-Doh Rainbow Swell ice cream playset. One thing that's striking me so far is not a lot of these toys are, in my opinion, that different from when I was a kid. Obviously, Play-Doh has gone through some changes. I don't know if the formula's changed for Play-Doh. I wouldn't recommend eating it, because when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I did eat a bit of Play-Doh. Not that it's really important. I'm just saying, I was a retard then, and I still am now. But yeah, this is a playset that lets kids create colourful pretend soft serve ice cream and decorate it with make-believe sprinkles and pretend pretzels. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't really think that's the sort of thing that I would have been absolutely off my fucking rocker receiving at Christmas. These are for free. The age range does say 3+. So, if I was like 4 or 5, I may have well been. I just can't remember what sort of items I was getting for Christmas at that point in my life. Lego's always a winner, even now. Like, literally sat behind me. You might be able to see if I go full screen. I got Lego behind me. I got the Technic Mars rover. That took a long time to build, and it's not standard Lego. The Technics are more intricate, and then above that you've got the Lamborghini model from the Lego Technic range. But Lego is just a winner. It always has been, and I feel like it always will be. It's just the sheer amount of licensing that Lego have in, like, Marvel, Star Wars, Cars, even the stuff like with NASA. They just they've got fingers in every pie. They really have. But Lego's always a winner, I feel. And Lego Santa's sleigh set. I mean, again, I'm thinking about this with my 30-year-old mind. To me, it's one of the worst. It's not one of the sets that as a kid I'd be like, oh yes, I can build Santa and some reindeer and a sleigh. I'd be like, where's the Death Star? Where's the Millennium Falcon? Where's the fucking Destroyer? Where are these fucking things, Mum? I'm pretty sure I have told the story about when my mum tried to get me Mega Blocks instead of Lego. I've never been so close to becoming a child murderer. But that was in a toy shop. She tried to get me Mega Blocks instead of Lego, and I threw a fucking fit. Like, I was seething, frothing at the mouth, throwing myself on the floor. And then she did the fucking ballsy move. She played the only card that she had left in public, which is to double down and say, you're either getting Mega Blocks or nothing. And I was like, this bitch is testing me. It's a test. If I continue to make a scene, she will cave from sheer embarrassment. Social embarrassment. It didn't work that time because I came out of the shop empty-handed. Lesson not learned. Let's just put it that way. The Lego Santa sleigh set. The one thing about Lego is that it is very expensive. Very expensive. Like that Lamborghini set behind me. I think that cost about 45 quid. And then the Mars, I think it's the Perseverance rover. That cost probably like 70 quid. And it is plastic. It's moulded plastic. And I know they pay for the licensing. I know they pay for the manufacturing. I know they pay for the boxing, the delivery. I get it all. But it is very expensive for the materials that it is, in my opinion. But it does provide a few hours of fun, I guess, if you like building shit. And I did. And I still do. So I think it's a winner. John Lewis Wooden Deluxe Play Kitchen. I mean, that looks shit. If you are listening to this episode, I do apologise. It's probably not going to be the most engaging episode for you. If you can come and watch it, you get a better visual idea of what I'm showing here, obviously. But yeah, I didn't even know John Lewis did their own brand of fucking toys. That's, they've seen a gap in the market and they're going for it. John Lewis Wooden Deluxe Play Kitchen. For the ultimate play kitchen, this set from John Lewis contains everything from a microwave to a fridge freezer. It typically retails for 250 quid. It also comes with 24 play accessories, including pots and pans, crockery, cutlery, salt and pepper shakers, and even a miniature olive oil bottle. That is disgusting. 250 quid. How big is it? It looks like it is no bigger than like the very basic starting Lego kit that you get that like builds a land speeder or something like the Star Wars one. Like it looks very small, almost miniature. For 250 quid. Maybe it's massive. Maybe it's huge. Maybe it's an actual full-size kitchen for 250 quid. In which case, absolute bargain. I'm going to have to see, right? I'm going to have to open this in a new tab. I need to see it. How big is this? It's out of stock. Does it have the dimensions? Oh, okay. It's not as small as I thought. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. So it's 83 centimeters high. So it's fairly big. It's fairly big. It's all made of MDF, but it's fairly big. Fair play. That's still 250 quid though. And how does it all go together with like fucking screws and shit? So you're gonna be there fucking building the twat on Christmas Day. You gotta be a committed parent to do that. Oh dear, I don't know if I could do that. Maybe. But yeah, 250 quid for that. A fully functioning wooden kitchen. No plumbing or electric required. Jesus Christ. Bonnie Bear. I love the age range on this. They've listed on the article. From birth. Literally, you come out of the womb, you present it to your mother, and then you're thrust in your face as a Bonnie Bear. This is a sort of thing that would have been popular back in the day with kids when I was a young'un. A supple young boy. This cuddly bear has found itself on the retailer's top toys list for 2024. I really feel like the design of a cuddly bear, or in this case, a bear called Bonnie, really hasn't changed that much in, I'd say, the 30 years that I've been alive. Probably the materials. Always had those the talking ones that were, I don't know, there was always something sus about them, you know? They'd just talk. Like, they wouldn't work. If you had ones that would meant to be talked back to you, they wouldn't talk back when you talk to them. It'd just be at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's in the corner, and you just hear it go, "I love you," and it's like, get it out, burn it, kill it, destroy it. I don't fucking care what happens. Get the car, run over it, reverse back over it. It needs to be ended. I remember my sister's Furbies used to do that shit. They used to like blink their eyes. Nothing else. I mean, they would say words sometimes occasionally, but it's the blinking eyes that would fucking do me in. It's like literally, it's the most over-exaggerated eye blink because they have like a plastic lid that comes down over their eyes. So the Furby, oh my God, I remember I have this absolutely just baked in, screwed in for life fear of Furbies. I hate them because they would just blink in the night. You know, and sometimes when I was in my bedroom, there would be stuff that my sister had come into my room with and just left there. And a few times it happened to be a fucking Furby. Probably because she knew I didn't like the fucking things. In the corner of the room, you just sat there just going like... But along with that, you hear like the sliding of the plastic going backwards and forwards. Just like the shh, 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 shh. It's like, oh my, that's disgusting. And all the time, she's got that dead look on its face. Like the eyes. Just shh, 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 shh. I can't be doing it. That's awful. Furbies, awful creation. Whoever created them, I hope even their family members need to go to prison. Unacceptable. What's this next one? VTech, my first record player. We are going in the reverse direction to what I expected. So, VTech, even when I was a kid, was one of the brands that you got like all the interactive stuff. Like you'd have the thing that I remembered. There was like a thing you could put like it was almost like a game cassette thing into, and it'd be like a read a story, or it'd read like I don't know if it was a short story or it would sing a song. I can't remember, but there was that. VTech's always been like the most low grade wearable tech and fucking music players, computers, all this sort of weird, tacky, cheap shit that's marketed, obviously, to parents for kids. And the latest option is to get your kids a basically fake record player instead of getting them a real one. I want to just out of interest. How much is this? $27.99. Or if you still want to shop at Debenhams, why the fuck you would? I don't know. It's $32.99. But yeah, there's each disc, which is probably no bigger than basically a jammy Dodger. I don't know. Plays a different music style, either country, techno, jazz, hip hop, or pop. No rock. Disgusting. Get it out. But yeah, back in, when I was a kid, this would never have been a toy. Never. Not records. So they're trying to go back. It's hip. It's cool. It's in the pop culture at the moment, I'm told. Here we go, a staple of girls' toys. Yes, I said girls' toys. All right, don't be one of these fucking dickheads who's like, it's not a girl's toy. You gotta let them choose. It was just a girl's toy. Shut the fuck up. All right, it's what girls played with. All right. Barbie Mysteries, the Great Horse Chase Ultimate Stable playset. So you got a Barbie and a horse, like a series of garden tools and equipment. I can see a spade or a shovel, some sort of rake, maybe even a fucking hoe. There was no need for that at all. It wasn't even funny. But yeah, she's sat at a table with there's a cat. Didn't see that. Small cat next to her. She's plating up some carrots, I presume, for the horse. The horse has the most realistic looking hair you've ever seen. I'll get it. It's meant to be it's a Barbie. Do you know what I mean? Fucking 60 fucking quid. And that's it. I mean, 60 quid. 60 quid. That's a lot. And let me tell you, this is the most shacky looking fucking stable I've ever seen in my life, right? The Barbie character, if you charge like over 15 quid for that, even now, 20 quid for that, I'd be like, okay, you're starting to push your luck. You add a horse and a fucking the most gazebo fucked up shacking looking fucking stable you've ever seen to house the horse in it with a few stuck on plants and a plant pot, a watering can, a fucking cat, some carrots and some cutlery, along with a rake and a hoe and a fucking shovel. And that's fucking 60 quid? Ugh. Makes me sick. This particular set comes with plenty of accessories, as well as Barbie herself. Are you calling Barbie an accessory? Huh? Oh, you don't know about that. Including a horse and stable, toy tools, and horse food. The horse food is carrots. All right? That's not just, let's not fuck around here. It's carrots, and she's plating up the carrots on a plate. Because that's exactly what horses do. They eat from a plate. I don't know why I'm starting to attack this in terms of accuracy to real life. It's a fucking toy. You need to grow up, mate. Melissa and Doug wooden vending machine toy. Okay. So how does this work then? You put a coin in, you put a plastic coin, you press the corresponding button to the product that you want, and then it just absolutely tumbles down. And it looks, pretty much like a vending machine would. Let's see how much it is. How much is it? It's 40 quid. Hang on. No, it's not. It's not 40 quid. Where's the fucking price then? Nah, doesn't tell. Doesn't tell you. It just said, let me see. I'll have to look on fucking John Lewis, won't I? Fuck's sake. It's 80 quid! That is an absolute outrage. That is disgusting. 80 quid. Let me see. Has it got any electrical components? Is it just purely all mechanical? Does it say it needs batteries anywhere? Not suitable for children under 3. Doesn't say that it needs any batteries. So I think it's just all mechanical. For 80 quid. It's got 5-star reviews. 22 of them to be correct. Jesus Christ. That's something else. That's something else. I don't know about that. 80 quid. Squishmallows. Squish-alongs. 14-pack. These look... I'm just going to be real with you. These look shit. Like, if I got these as a kid, I'd be lobbing them. But that's because I wasn't like a... These, to me, look like worse versions of Crazy Bones. They've got more colour on them. You know, because Crazy Bones, a lot of them were just one colour. But this is like, you got a cat, you got some sort of fucking mangy looking lion. What can only be described as a hot dog with fucking strawberry sauce on it. Honestly, it's just the most ridiculous looking designs I've ever seen. But squish-alongs. Squishmallows. They're fucking 18 quid. For a 14-pack of miniature figures. I tell you what is an absolute fucking rip-off, right? Is Funko Pops. These things here. You can't... Let me get one so you can see it. I can't get it out. Wait, wanker. Hang on. Right. These things here. Funko Pops. This one's a Fallout one. I know you're surprised. They do miniature versions of these now. When I say miniature, I mean like it's literally the height of it is probably about that, where my fingers are, and if you are an audio listener, it's probably about 1.5 inches. Not even that. They now do them. They now do them as officially Pop Funko figurines, but they're just absolutely just miniature. And I can't remember what they're called. It's something, I think they're called like Bitty Pops? Are they called Bitty Pops? Got some stupid asinine name. I don't know why I'm scrolling on here, because it's not on there, is it, you twat? Oh dear. Absolutely just Bitty Pops. Bitty Pop Funko. Yeah, you got all these. Got like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one. And this is what they are, right? Zoom in. Bitty Pop collection pack. They're look at the fucking size of them. You get 12 in this pack. 12 in this pack. It's 25 quid. 25 quid. I mean, this one, when I bought it, was $14.99. So you may look at it and go, oh, well, that makes sense. It's good value. I'm getting 12 for basically almost under double the price of what this one would be. But they're so small. I mean, that thing is probably like, not even taking the piss, that is probably fits into this shape. Probably less than an A4 size piece of paper. Oh. Ridiculousness. Anyway, we're getting off topic a little bit. We are. Just fucking shut the fuck up. Alright? Oh, trying to fucking make me click for an offer which I don't want to use. Now, Connectix Magnetic Tiles Rainbow Motion Pack. Gonna be honest, the name is shit. Not the Connectix bit, just the Magnetic Tiles Rainbow Motion Pack. That's probably enough for me to think, this doesn't sound like a toy. It's 45 quid. That's the first thing I've seen. Comes with 2 car bases with rubber wheels, square and rectangular magnetic pieces, 2 doors and an idea booklet. Okay, so you can get some inspiration for designs. This pack is one of the smaller options with 24 pieces, but there are larger packs which contain 50, 102, 220 and 212 pieces. The tiles are also available in pastel colours in some packs. So the 24-piece pack is 45 quid. It's a lot, but I guess there's a lot of different things you can build with it. I'm pretty sure I've seen these before. And if you got ADHD, honestly, just fiddling with them will probably give you enough value in it. Stitch Crack Me Up plush. Because you can never go wrong with a Disney-based fucking plush toy, can you? Why is this only age range 3 to 4? Makes no sense. It's 20 quid. You can get it for 20 quid. 11 inches tall. Woo, ay, let's go. It laughs out loud and then shimmies and shakes when he's placed down on a surface. Shit. Honestly, like, this sort of shit just never flew with me as a kid. I understand there are kids out there who would love it, but back in my day, I would have been booted. Another Lego. See, they've got the Transformers fucking license. They're absolutely just smashing the shit out of all of them. Transformers Bumblebee. Get that for 70 fucking quid. 70 quid. It's Lego. It's Lego, so you expect the price, but 70 seems quite steep. Maybe it's because of the perspective that I have of this picture. It just looks small. It looks small, but it does say that it's got 950 pieces, so maybe it isn't that small after all. You also get like some sort of weird plaque that says Bumblebee on it. I'm assuming that that's made out of Lego too. Number Blocks 5 musical superstar stage. That looks awful. Honestly, it's got numbers involved in it. It's clearly like one of those educational games that, you know, whenever I received one of those at Christmas, or even for my birthday, because I did a few times, I never really got the sense that I was a complete retard until my family started buying me toys that tried to help me with my education. That's when you start to think, I'm a dumb twat. Thank you very much for trying to kind of pussyfoot your way around telling me that I'm a retard. The Terra Fried Gross Bucket. Right, I kid you not, right? This is something I saw a few years ago because my sister absolutely loved the fucking things. And I thought it was the most asinine, stupid shit I've ever seen in my life. Similar sort of vein to the Bitty Pops that I talked about just a few minutes ago, right? This Terra Fried Gross Bucket is a collection of small figures, and the figures, or the figurines, are food items. And they come in what can only be described as a jumped up KFC small bucket. So in this case, you get a milkshake, you get a corn on the cob, you get a chicken drumstick, you get fries, you get a sundae, you get some smelly sauce, a dipping sauce. I'm guessing that's some sort of burger. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 items you get. So that's just, I don't know, it just seems to me like that's just a complete waste of time. It's 22 quid. I was expecting it to be more. But it's one of these things like the Bitty Pops that just make no sense to me. my sister a few years back, bearing in mind that my sister is only 2 years younger than me, right? So she's 28 now, soon to be 29 next year. And she would have been, I guess, 26, maybe 25 at the time. She was so excited one Christmas that one of the presents that someone got her was these little balls, right, that contain miniature versions of items that you can get full size in reality. And you might be thinking, well, what the fuck's this? Do you mean like, what do you mean? Do you mean like clothes items? Do you mean like makeup items? Do you mean anything? Food items was the one that just took the piss. She was excited that she got a miniature can of Campbell's soup. I'm not even joking. I would sit there and question at that point in time, a couple of years ago, the simulation theory so fucking much. Like, people would buy this ball that contained random, pure lottery items based on real items that you buy every day. There was like fucking Hovis loaf of bread, miniature, Campbell's soup. And like, I'm sat there like a miniature Cravendale. I'm just questioning the entire existence of human life at that point. And this reminds me of that. I'll never forget it. I literally questioned her and said, but why? And she went, that's cute, isn't it? It's like, but why? You could have asked for something that probably would entertain you more, but you chose to ask for that. And now I don't even know, it's probably in the bin because it's shit. But there you go. If you want to buy your kid, or if you're a 26, 25-year-old, or if you're buying for a 26, 25-year-old, maybe they love miniature versions of things that they could get readily available in a local supermarket. I don't know. Maybe that's the way we're going. Oh my God. What is this? Hamley's Alessandra fur white bonnet baby doll. Or is it bonnet? I just said bonnet because it sounds cooler. Hamleys say that the Alessandra fur white bonnet baby doll has a soft touch body and limbs and a lifelike weight, so that it feels like you are holding a real baby. This is a kid's toy. I get it. There were toys, as my sister had babies that weren't real. The one that I remember the most is that there was a spoon that had berries on it, that when you put it into the kid's mouth, the berries retracted into the spoon, like into the shaft of the spoon, and it made it look like the kid was eating. And then the kid made like a chomping noise, like, do you know what I mean? That was actually that just unlocked a memory that replayed in my head because of how good that impression of it was. Yeah, I don't really know if lifelike weight is something you should probably attribute as a plus. I've just seen the price. I've just seen the fucking price. 120 quid to get a kid that is the same weight as what a kid would probably be. Child's toys. It comes with a fleece, dummy, a family book, and certificate of authenticity. The fake baby comes with a certificate of authenticity. 120 quid. Hasbro drop trivia family game. Looks a bit like Trivial Pursuit in some weird fucked up way. Trivial Pursuit, we only ever had one version of Trivial Pursuit, and it was probably from like the early 90s. So every question I would just not fucking understand. Disney Princess Moana singing doll. obviously the Moana train is the second one coming out, or is out now? It's got to be round the corner if they're bringing out these sort of things for Christmas. 21, 22 quid. Yes, let's go. This is what I'm talking about. Now, this is a toy I would have been into, right? I missed the Nerf train because I missed the Nerf train because I was perhaps I missed it because I was a little bit before the time that Nerf kicked off properly, but I would have been all over this, 100%, all over it. And if I'm honest, I'm into it now. Perhaps not that design. It's the most protect the Second Amendment design I've ever seen in my life. But apparently it's one of the most popular toys in the UK this Christmas. So, I don't know. The Monster Rotary XL Electric Blaster. It's not a Nerf. Understand that. It's 40 quid. Basically, you get 30 foam bullets, right? It can shoot 15 meters. This thing is pumping rounds. I'll be all over that as a kid. Love it. I don't think it promotes violence. LOL dolls are shit. Let's move on. Play-Doh. Oh, they've got the Marvel license. Let's go. They're getting into it. Paw Patrol. Some of the kids like programs and stuff. Like, as an adult, you really do appreciate how shite some of them are. Not seen Paw Patrol, so I'm not saying it's shit. I'm just saying that toy looks ridiculous. It's just basically a monster truck with a Paw Patrol character in it. Yes. The remote control bulldozer stunt bounce car. Is it remote control? It looks like it's remote control. Yes. It costs 45 quid. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I remember when I had a remote control, I think it was like a touring car or something like that. A remote control one. And I remember I took it down the seafront with my granddad and my sister. And I'll never forget this. I think I got it for Christmas. Either that or my birthday, because my birthday's in February, so sometimes they mould into one. I took it down the seafront. I was driving it around. I wasn't very good. I was young, so I was smashing into, like, not smashing into shit, but I was going like 3 yards forward and then not being able to steer it properly, and I had to stop, pick it up, turn it round. No, I'll never forget this, right? My granddad was walking alongside me, and then my sister walked in front of me where I was driving the remote control car. And then somehow my sister basically upset the path that my granddad was walking on, and then he had to, like, try and dodge her. And in doing so, he, like, stumbled, and then he planted his foot straight on top of my remote control car. Went through windscreen. I saw the internals of it, and I was like, oh, shit, that's fucked. And it was, because it no longer worked. So my sister ruined my Christmas, or my birthday, or my life. Basically, don't have a sister is what I'm saying. No, I'm joking. She's all right now. She's all right. She's aight. She's aight. But yeah, those are some Christmas toys to compare to the ones that we had. We'll just have a quick look at... I did get a list of some of the best-selling toys from down the years. So let's go from, like, 2007, 2006. That's, like, kind of before I was a teenager. So those are the sort of the times when you start to hit teenager years, you know what I mean? You're not really, you start to just want money and stuff, I think. But yeah, so 2008, High School Musical dance mat. Iron Man DVD. Fuck, man. Iron Man 2008. Transformers movie, deluxe figurines or figures, the Rubik's Revolution, which I'm assuming is some sort of adaptation of the Rubik's Cube, and an iPhone 3G, which cost £354.20. Now it costs $459 in today's money. Then 2007, you had PlayStation 3, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, one of the best Guitar Heroes ever. The iPod Touch, Doctor Who, Dalek voice changer mask, and a WWE playset. I had a couple of those growing up. 2006, the year of the Wii. Fucking hell. Nintendo Wii. My funeral friend... I thought I said funeral. My for real friend's pony. Tickle Me Elmo, Flywheels XPV, and Wii Sports, which was the game that normally was bundled with a Nintendo Wii, but I guess people did buy it separately for some reason. 2005, the Xbox 360, which cost £299 when it came out for like the base version. That's £433.62 now. The Tamagotchi Connection, Nintendo DS. I don't know anyone that didn't have a Nintendo DS or similar. An iPod Nano, Star Wars electronic lightsabers. They're still going strong today. 2004, a Robo Sapien. I remember that. Didn't get it, but I do remember some friends of mine who had the Robo Sapien. iPod Mini, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Look at that. New game, 30 quid. 44.72 in today's money. Halo 2. Didn't even realise Halo 2 came out in 2004. But 30 quid for a new game. They're almost double that now. They're basically double that. The Motorola Razr came out in 2004. I'll go until 2000 because that's probably when before that I probably wouldn't remember. 2003, Beyblades, $5.99 for a Beyblade. The Cranium board game, the Nokia N-Gage, that was a horrific phone. That was like the gaming-centric one, wasn't it? Let me have a look at this. I'm sure the N-Gage was like the one you held like horizontally. I'm sure it was. I might be wrong. Yes, look at that. Look at it. Look at it. That looks awful, man. How did anyone actually use that? Well, that was the problem. No one did. Badget, Lord of the Rings figures. I mean, I probably did have some Lord of the Rings stuff because that was like massive. Well, it still is now, but Bratz dolls in 2002, Rapunzel Barbie. I'm pretty sure my sister had that. Xbox, $299.99. I had one of those. Yu-Gi-Oh! Never really got on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Hype. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. And in 2001, you had Bob the Builder. I definitely would have gotten something Bob the Builder many times over several Christmases related. Lego Bionicles. I remember Bionicles. PlayStation 2 come out in 2001 for £299. iPod Classic and Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. And then finally, we'll end on 2000. Actually, no, we'll do 1999 because I could see Pokemon there. 2000, he had the Texter Robotic Dog, the Micro Scooter, Amazing Alley, Pokemon Pokedex. I remember that. I didn't have one, but I did have friends who did have the Pokedexes. They were, although there wasn't really much they did, they were actually quite cool. And the Nokia 3310. How did you go from that to the N-Gage in 2 years or 3 years? 1999. Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. Oh, Lord. I had Pokemon Blue. I think everyone had Pokemon Blue. If you had Red, fair enough, but I'm just saying. Blue, although there was no actual difference, I don't think. Blue was the one I think most people had. And I did on my Game Boy Color. My purple one. Good old purple Game Boy Color. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. Scalextrics. I've had a couple of Scalextric sets over the years. Nintendo Game Boy camera. Never got one of those. Don't think I ever would have used it though, to be honest. And the Tyco Rebound. I've no idea what the fuck that is. But you've got loads of toys here going back to... I think they date this all the way back to like the 60s. Or 1970. Jesus Christ. The Atari 2600 or 2600. Jesus Christ. It was 105 quid in 1977. It would have equated to £637.87 today. Craziness. Craziness. Well, there's a list of toys that we'll take down memory lane. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you all join us for when we do the last episode, episode 200. It's been a great journey. I hope you all have enjoyed the episodes. I'm assuming you do, for coming back. Even if you just put it on to make your commute to and from work just a little bit easier, or pass some time. Maybe even dodge a few fucking work shifts you got to do, you know what I mean? Or if you just genuinely enjoy it and you put it on for some company, you put it on for some background noise, whatever it may be, I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you enjoy it in whatever way. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you in the next one. At the APMA. Bye-bye for now.